Now hitting on the cameras, this was the one area where I was probably the most disappointed in. So first of all, 25 megapixel wide angle lens, 8 megapixel ultra wide sensor, then a 5 megapixel depth sensor. And throughout the Samsung Galaxy A series, I've owned a ton of them, and I'm not too sure. Samsung, they make really good cameras, but they always put the watered down versions on these devices. And I feel like in the next couple of years, they're probably going to start shifting it around a little bit. But with this device, I'm glad it has an ultra wide sensor, and I'm glad it has a depth sensor. The depth sensor is not extremely useful, to be completely honest, for a lot of people, but you can only do 1080p videos at 30 frames per second. No 1080p at 60, no 4K videos, and I think that's probably, a deal breaker for a lot of people. You can probably get by with the visual way this phone looks and the way it looks on the back and having multiple camera setups, but I will tell you, not having, a good camera on the back or on the front for that matter isn't really going to give you that good of an experience. And I talked about this last year or the year I made this video, and even, this year again, and this camera in terms of like the way it looks okay, but the video aspect is one of those things I just can't get over, and it probably is a deal breaker for a lot of people. The front facing camera is a 25 megapixel camera, 1080p at 30, and I think also, again, if you don't really use your cameras that much, then I think it's okay, but as I mentioned before, it could be a deal breaker for some people. If you're just doing like Google Hangouts and stuff like that, I think you'll probably be fine, but I think, if you want a better camera, I would highly recommend going up to something like the Galaxy S10 or one of those type of phones. You're probably going to be getting a much better experience from those devices than, this device for sure. So in terms of that pretty much covers up, the camera aspect of the Galaxy A50 in 2021. Now,